Peace and blessings, everybody, and welcome back to the Mic Council. We are live every Sunday, 8 p.m.-ish. And today, we are here with the whole team reassembled. Please, gentlemen, introduce yourselves to the people.
It's your man, DJ Kawon, fresh off vacation, back in, man. How y'all doing, fellas?
All right, all right.
What up? What up? You already know who it is. Seek, Hello Effect. We here. We here. What's good? What up, bros? How y'all doing?
Hey,
Chilling,
man,
chilling.
everything great. Everything is great. We are back online. We are back to tell everybody not only are they tuned into the greatest independent hip-hop podcast show that is the equivalent of 3 podcasts in 1 broadcast. We're here to tell everybody thank you for your support. Thank you for your questions. Please hit the like button on whatever channel you're on so let the algorithm know we're here. Comment, because your comments mean that the show is picked up as well. And share so we can bring everybody to the conversation as well. Most importantly, we're just happy that y'all here. We have a very interesting show because today's show has a lot of information. We have a lot that we talked about at one time during the week, and we've seen some things go on. We're talking about the legacy of Naughty by Nature for one. We're talking about monetization, streaming, and now the attack on the money through monetization and streaming from all the platforms, Spotify, YouTube, independents versus veteran artists, and also gaming. So for everybody that's there, thank you for watching once again. Please put your comments in the chat. And we're going to talk about the new things we're instituting in this show as well that we want y'all to add in with. Well, let's start regular, because I think this show is going to build into itself. Let's start with Naughty by Nature. This past week, Treach announced on the Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder podcast that Naughty by Nature is officially done. And he says that the Illtown Sluggers movement with Vinny, KG, and the Bear basically was taking and stealing his money. Naughty by Nature is the first group that I know about that took hip hop and made it into an IP. 3 different ways: business names, clothing, music, and movies. I'm gonna ask y'all: are Naughty by Nature going to be remembered as the blueprint for all independent artists that made it big? What do you say?
I don't think nobody will study. I don't think nobody's really studied Naughty by Nature's what they did, unless you kind of came from that era, just because they didn't have that. I mean, they had commercial success, but not like, they wasn't LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying, type of status with her. But like you said, Naughty Gear, I was the one who was getting the CDs and ordering those Naughty Gear t-shirts back in the day when they had the shop. Like I said, Treach was always into the movie and then the acting and stuff, and then the music itself. And then I'm pretty sure they was a part of the Flavor Unit management team too. So I know Flavor Unit had them out there doing other stuff. But it's definitely an interesting conversation for those who want to study the independent game as far as how to brand your name and your thing, right? Because the Naughty by Nature t-shirts was everywhere back in the day. Everybody had the t-shirts with the baseball bat logos in every colors. Um, Everybody had, Treach was out there on the acting side representing the crew. KG was out there on the production side, doing this thing behind the scenes too. So yeah, man, that's actually a good point to actually study what Naughty by Nature has done on the independent, and like you said, having the IP and just the branding, right? They were one of the first, like them and Woo, I can definitely say, as far as branding, they definitely had that on lock where you saw those logos and you knew what that was all about. So interesting conversation, but I definitely think I don't know if anybody's studying them, but I think it would be good to study what Naughty by Nature brought to the game.
You don't mind asking the question again so I can answer it properly?
Do you think Naughty by Nature's legacy is going to be celebrated as the blueprint for what independent artists can be with the industry or without? Like, are we going to remember their legacy as the blueprint for independent artists, basically?
I think, somehow, because at the end of the day, when I look at people that have any type of success in the industry, even breaking in the industry as independent, you know what I mean? We got to study it somehow because this me looking in on an artist standpoint that once wanted to make it in there, still didn't figure how they made it in there until years later because, you know what I mean, they had resources. Shout out to Queen Latifah and stuff like that. So one point is, yes, they came from Illtown, which is East Orange, you know what I mean? And from what I know, they broke in the industry like through, I mean, word of mouth also, house parties and things like that. And if we set aside the stuff that happened between them, because it seemed like it's always about money and stuff like that,
Yep.
it'd be good because this is my first time hearing anything in the public eye about them having some type of bad. I mean, I heard like whispers, but I never heard none of them going public and mention this about it until I heard Treach. Then I heard Vinny. He also, I don't know if you caught his what he said about, I mean, his side and stuff like that. I feel like it's kind of effed up because I'm like, why always got to be about money? Like, you know what I mean? You know who we should study, not to change the subject? The Locks. Because they've been together for, I ain't never heard nothing like anything about them. And they brothers. They know how to, yo, if you, Treach, would y'all say Treach is like the starter group? Is that
Yeah.
fair?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say he's the front man. Yeah.
And is it fair to say that the person who's the star should be able to be compensated more than the rest of the group, or you think it should be equal?
Depends on the paper.
Ugh. Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on the
Let's
paperwork.
take about
Yeah.
the paperwork. I'm just
All
saying.
right.
I'm just asking a general question. After paperwork, we already know how conscious is. So I'm just saying a general
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
If Michael Jackson should be making more than his brothers, correct? You don't
No.
think so?
No.
See, that's the
No.
problem.
I
That's
think.
what the problem holds right there.
I th- well, I think the conversation. Well, we don't know what was going on behind the scenes, so we don't know who.
They said he
Maybe
saying it's a
Tretch.
money
I know.
thing.
I know Tretch was pretty much the main writer, but I know everybody got credit for writing. You know what I'm saying, on all
Fact.
those records and stuff like that.
Yep.
But we don't know. We don't know what Vinny was doing business wise for the squad. You know what I'm saying. We know KG did the production and stuff, and we know Tretch was kind of the front man. So it's hard to kind of speak on it when you don't know all the ins and outs on what's going on. Um, but like you said, it's always gonna be money involved because we seeing this happen with Daz and Dr. Dre and all that stuff where he wants to be compensated more because of his contributions to that death row sound. So um but no, I don't think you should get compensated more just because you're a front man, because that could have been purposely done that way. You know what I mean? To where the crew knows that Tretch is probably the most charismatic one out the group. So you can be the man that's the face of the franchise basically, and we'll just kind of do our thing. And typically, I feel like when that starts happening, it's always somebody in somebody's ear, kind of breaking up those type of situations. You know what I mean?
Let me
Because to
ask
me,
you
I
a
feel
question.
like okay, good.
Are you going to a Naughty by Nature concert without Treach being there?
No.
I can't go to a Noted by Nature concert because it's a group, so it got to be a
No,
group thing.
I'm just saying, like, would you could still go as a group? We just ain't go. You're gonna have everybody else play his record, sing a song. You know what I mean? He just ain't there, but we still gonna play his part.
Nah. I wouldn't go to a Tretch solo show just because I feel like they're better as a
You
group.
wouldn't? I think
Nah,
people would though.
I
I
wouldn't. I
think
wouldn't.
that's what he
It's
begin for. I
it's
think he would. I don't
because I
think
seen
people
a
go to
live show.
A Vinny show.
I seen a live show with all of them, and it's kind of like Buster and Spliff Star. They got that thing on stage together. So I feel like it got to be a group if it's gonna be that. I wouldn't go see a Tretch solo, type of joint.
Now I get you, but I think that's the problem with. I mean, Trez, like he spoke in an interview. You know what I mean? It's a money situation, and I think
Hmm.
when I seen Vinny part, he kind of reiterated on that. You know what I mean? But he was saying that on his part that Trust was acting. You know what I mean? Hollywood in a sense. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then it was messing up the money and stuff like that. And I feel like when them people start acting Hollywood, I think about people showing up to work late. You know what I mean? Not
Hmm.
giving a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? No, they ain't doing this. I ain't doing this. You know what I mean? It wasn't it. But to to close the question, I think it should be at the end of the day. Sit along the bullshit aside. They made it in the industry. They had mainstream success. Treach was able to do other things outside of rapping, you know what I mean? And also, like you said, the brand. I never had it, but I remember this store right down in Newark, you know what I mean? And I remember like actors like what was his name? Marlon Wayne, you know what I mean, Wayne the Gear, shit like that. So shout out to them, man, because it's hard. It was hard to really be a group and a brand in the 90s and be successful. You know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say about that.
So I'm an outsider looking in because I'm not from the Jersey area. But for you
Yeah.
guys to see Naughty by Nature doing what they did, how does that make y'all feel? Because they were to me to me they were the face of Jersey. Them and Redman being an outsider because they represented it so hard. So how did that feel for you guys to kind of have Naughty waving the flag for Jersey?
Felt good, man. This be ever have an anthem that is world is known globally. You know what I mean? A bunch of they had what they had
Yeah,
like three
joints.
big records and stuff like that.
Nah,
Yeah, like
they had
big
some
deal.
joints. Nah, they had some joints, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, I'm upset for numerous reasons. Like for one, if you break down Naughty by Nature, shout out to Vinny. Everybody forget Vinny. If Vinny was the man who did all the business behind the scenes, it seemed like he really he learned the business acumen of the game. And as much as we talk about Dame Dash is more of an outward in personality. I think we should really talk to Vinny about his knowledge of business. Because even now he talks about how he helps people get intellectual properties and establish business. Like I think Vinny is a mind that has not been tapped into when it comes into having knowledge of the game, right? KG is one of the greatest producers of music of all time, and nobody talks about KG enough. It must be because he's from Jersey. I'm saying, because Jersey always gets overlooked because of the New York market, honestly. But think about KG doing Naughty by Nature music, then doing Janae, Next, Jaheim. Like he had a label movement all of his own. And there's other artists that he has done. Pardon me for not remembering everything that he's done. But KG is one of the greatest hip hop producers of all time. As much as we talk about Alchemist and Havoc and Dr. Dre, we need to be putting KG in there. It's sad that Naughty by Nature is always lost on the front man. That's why I said no, because if you're a group, you should get paid as a group. Period. I'm gonna leave it just like that. That's what I think. When it comes to Treach, I don't blame Treach for his success at all. And his story is when they did the Ill-Time Sluggers thing, it was using, they have their own logo too, which is still with the bat because it's a brand. But when he said they were doing Ill-Time Sluggers events under the name of Naughty by Nature and he wasn't there to get the money, that's interesting because that's theft. I'm not saying they're thieves, but from a business mind, you're stealing, right? I'm not saying that they're thieves though. I'm saying what he said. Yes, I saw the Vinny thing where he said Treach was acting Hollywood and they got physical and whatever. But I do remember on Power 105, KG saying him and Treach got physical one time too. So hearing the riffs in the group is bad. But the legacy of the group outside of music is going to be well forgotten because we don't talk about their precedents outside of the music enough. I had to bring up KG. I had to bring up Vinny. Yes, we know their songs, but even in their great run, Naughty by Nature will be remembered for me for three things. Number one, they put people on. Shout out to Cruddy Click. Shout out to Rotten Rascals. Hang out and hustle with my friends. Click Cloud, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to even the people that they have under them who still kept it moving. Prince, Reek, True Triller, Trilly Trills. Hey, they at least had a blueprint and their DNA is following into the industry. Well, it was tried to follow into the industry, but the industry changed, unfortunately, right? Shout out to Drift. Drift, another one, has KG beats. Drift is he's a great rapper. I'm not gonna lie to you. As an artist, I don't think Drift got the fair shake he's supposed to have gotten. From the he was on 106 & Park, he won the Freestyle Fridays and all that. Drift is out there. You even heard Drift mentioned in Power, episode 1. You know what I'm saying? So Drift is glorious out here. Shout out to Drift. You know, he was doing his thing. The only thing that makes me, well, let me not go there. Let me just say this. Naughty has some joints. Everybody knows Hip Hop Parade. Everybody knows Uptown Anthem. But OPP had to be one of the biggest songs ever. You know what I'm saying? And that set it off. Come on, man. How many times did you watch Def Comedy Jam and Martin talk about Ghetto Bastard? If you ain't never been to the ghetto, don't come to the ghetto because you won't understand the ghetto. So stay the fuck out the ghetto. Like, Naughty by Nature has put down incredible work as a team. You know, Eminem cites Treach as one of his inspirations. Tyler, the Creator, cites KG as one of his musical inspirations. The only thing that pisses me off about the legacy of Naughty by Nature is the same thing that pisses me off about the legacy of Redman. When New Jersey had those territorial beefs when Newark and East Orange wasn't getting along, when Uptown Anthem was out or Rated R or something was out, it would have been nice to see Treach and Redman do something together at the height of their career. Because fuck the industry. Always representing from home is a very special thing. And Redman and Treach always are, pardon me, 1-1 for who's the best in Jersey, you know, MCs that were in the industry. It would have been nice to have seen our best do this. Because people got to see Biggie and Jay get together. People got to see Nas and Jay get together. I don't even know who was the top. Jeezy and T.I. got together, right? We had Spice One and MC8, DJ Quick and them get together, but Jersey never had their best at the top of the game get together. And that has always been the eyesore to me. That's the only thing that hurts their legacies to me. I mean, shout out to Queen Latifah and Flavor Unit. I don't think Treach is respected enough for his pen, writing for other people. I don't think KG's respected enough for his production. I don't think Vinny's respected enough for his mind. And more importantly, when it comes to the legacy of Naughty by Nature, if a person wants to be successful, look at what they did. Clothes, stickers, crowd control, call and response songs, represented the territory and took it outside and made relationships on every territory there is so they could do songs together. Unfortunately, they had their beefs, Twista, De La Soul, whatever Pac got into, whatever. But as far as being an independent artist, branding, owning your name, using your name, having collectibles, touching the people, touching the territories, making relationships, and always representing where you're from everywhere you go, why wouldn't Naughty by Nature be the blueprint for success in any music genre? Why wouldn't?
You know what? I commend them too because we just now finding out about this stuff, right? After like years and years and years down the road. So I respect them for the fact that they kept it in-house, you know, for the most part. And we're just now starting to I just assumed they wasn't doing business together because you didn't see them publicly doing a lot of stuff, but I didn't know it was like a beef situation. So I commend them for just kind of keeping it in-house as long as they could before now we're here where everybody got a podcast and everybody can talk about it. But I respect crews like that, like C said earlier, like the Locks and De La, who just kind of they just roll with the punches, man, good and bad, to stay as a group if they want to be a group. So you know, it sucks that it's basically over for Naughty, but I personally wasn't expecting a new Naughty by Nature type album anytime soon. But it'd have been dope just to see them still do some shows though and rock some shows together though. You know what I mean?
Nah, word up. And the thing is, yo, why it always gotta be about money, yo? Like that's the thing with me being in groups and stuff like that. Like, or this having friends that I rock with or do business with, it's like, yo, it should never be about money at the end of the day. Whatever we agree to at the end of the day, when we first starting and making this is what we agree to. Once we see success, then we renegotiate so we could be paid equally. That's the problem. Like, I think that they going off old contracts. Like, cause you know, when we first start out, we a group. Know what I mean, we just in the hood rapping and shit like that. I shit picking up. I think we could do something with it. I be a little touch in the industry. Then you're right. It probably people in his ear like, yo, you the face of it. Everybody know he the face of it, but at the end of the day, he is a group. Look what Migos said. Takeoff said, "Yo, do I look like I got took off bad and bougie?
Yeah.
I ain't have a verse, but I'm still part of the group. It came out as the Migos. No matter if I had a verse, I get a check. That's like if we go on tour. Just like I feel like how Treach, he's saying they owe him some money. I sue them at the end of the day. It's not personal business. Y'all doing Illtown Sluggers and using the likeness of Nutty by Nature. Y'all owe me some money. So I get him on that. But I just hope and pray that whatever going on, they could fix it. Cause at the end of the day, it's just like it look crazy. It's always coming from us. That's why we could never get nowhere. That's why Jersey is where it's at. Look, we got legends fighting over whatever they fighting over. Like, you know what I mean? And we got people that's just trying to get in. But one thing about Jersey, I feel like they're gonna always be gatekeepers to a certain extent. You know what I mean? That's why we'll never break in like other states and shit like that, because I'ma just if not,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Man,
You ain't gonna get too far because it's a money thing. But
man, they need
shout
to
out to Naughty.
whatever that money is, they need to, I'll say, squash that, man. They need to be on that Rock the Bells cruise. They need to be at the Roots picnics. They need to be overseas just rocking shows and making up for that money. Because I heard Manny Fresh say this too, and it was dope when he was talking about the Cash Money and the No Limit getting together on the tour. And he's kind of been the one that's been kind of championing the tour. And he was like, yo, I've been telling people like, yo, this is the fourth quarter of our careers and our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we built for this moment to go on tour and do these type of shows, because this is what the people always wanted. So let's put the egos aside. Let's give the people what they want, because this is the fourth quarter in our career. And I think a lot of these legacy acts, man, this is the fourth quarter, man. You know what I'm saying? We need these legends to come out here. And I know Seek feels a certain way about that, but for certain acts, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't mind seeing Main Source get back together and do some shows with Large Pro. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind seeing, you know, those type of acts just kind of do something for one last run type thing, because guys get to do it all the time. Why can't hip hop do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Juvenile, they ain't got Turk, so I don't understand that. If you're going to do it the correct way. Then we remember it. And I feel like at the end of the day, if we have problems, I'm not coming to the internet. I don't give a fuck. Like how many years, I'm just gonna leave it where it's at the end of the day. I don't gotta go on the internet and yo, I ain't never fuck with Karev. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't never fuck with Kawon. Nah, like, yo, I'm a whatever we got. If we can't talk about it on the phone, it's just I don't need no closure at the end of the day. I don't gotta come on the internet and bash you and all that shit. That's the only thing I don't respect about today's society at the end of the day. Because if you was once my friend and once my brother, and I told you something, that mean you'll go behind my back and tell my. That mean you be pillow talking at the end of the day. Because if it's easy for you to go to these regular people, turn a camera on, like they your brother or whoever you talk to behind closed doors, like, yo, I ain't fuck with Karev, yo. Fuck out of here. Like, nah, that's corny to me. That's it.
I agree. That's why it's real.
Yeah.
But,
Yo,
then- but
I'll never talk down on anybody publicly. I may
no, I
call out a
will. I'll talk
situation.
about your ass, but not
No,
my
I'm not
partner.
gonna. No,
Not my
I'm not gonna.
partners.
No, I
Nah, I ain't
mean,
shit on
no,
the
no,
partners.
no. I'm never gonna talk like I'll
He
never.
laughing.
I'll never talk down on anybody. I'll talk about a situation or something. You know, what I'm saying, as far as my point of view. But you'll never hear me publicly talk down on a person, because I'm not trying to. You know, what I'm saying, because all it's gonna do is start a word of wars of back
Yeah,
and forth type shit. But like in the words of Pac, but you and I know what's really going on type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never put myself out there where people just want to go back and forth with me, because I always gonna know the truth at the end of the day. So, but I like y'all. I would never.
yeah.
I'm not gonna go to the internet and run just to get people to get on my side.
We don't need a bunch of whack diss
Shit
songs coming out.
corny. It's corny,
Hmm.
yo.
We need that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. But you know what? What's funny about the conversation of Naughty by Nature? Once again, shout out to them. Treach still tours. Treach has his the Treach Tribe brand. You know, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for KG and Vinny. Look, life go on. Naughty by Nature actually was on Tommy Boy, had a bad deal, re-recorded their music with the same voices and energy they have. God bless them that they didn't lose their voices in the accident or nothing like that. And they were able to re-record their music and resubmit get their masters and everything, and they can make even more money now, you know. And I'm happy for them. And that goes to the point of making sure your paperwork is correct and making sure your money's right. Because now YouTube, I don't know if y'all seen it, YouTube has changed the monetization rules. Let me tell y'all what's going on in detail. For one, let me pull my notes up. YouTube has announced major changes to their partner program requirements for our creators beginning in 2027. They have doubled what is necessary for you to be monetized. Now, as a person who was monetized, who got demonetized, I have no hope in this because I really don't have the time to put in for a network, right? But check this out. February 1st, 2027, YouTube is raising the threshold for their full partner program ad revenue eligibility to 1,000 subscribers, which we were getting there, right? Plus, you have to have either 8,000 watch hours in 12 months or 20 million qualified shorts views in 90 days. All right. So people who have not been on that standard, the question is, are they being kicked out or not? YouTube is gearing towards going to a full television model. Is YouTube telling people stop chasing viral moments or build an actual audience? For independent artists, we talked about Naughty by Nature's IP and how they built it. Can independent artists use that and leverage YouTube into it to help create money, be monetized, have a sustained point of money coming into their pockets through this? What do y'all think?
You talking about independent artists? It depends. Because a lot of independent artists, I'm starting to realize they lazy as shit, yo. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That's all they feed off is viral moments. They don't want to put in the work. Or if you do tell them something, it's like they want you to hand that shit to them at the end of the day. Like, they not adults. So at the end of the day, I feel like, and it's just my personal experience, a lot of independent artists don't even use their YouTube. And that's stupid because YouTube is more better than IG at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You just got to put in the work. You know what I mean? You just got to be consistent. I feel like IG, you could put a picture, you could put a quick post up, and somebody will bite off that shit. You know what I mean? But if we talking about true independent artists that know what they need to do, yes, you know what I mean? Because me as being I want to say a newbie to YouTube, it's hard to gain real subscribers, yo. This shit ain't no what people think of it. Oh, you could do this. No, you really had to put in work. You know what I mean? And I'm almost after a year and some change, almost 2 years, I'm about to be at 800 subscribers. That shit took a while. You know what I mean? But I'm learning this shit, and as me continue to build with you, people like you that's on it, I'm even, you know what I mean, building my shit even faster. So long as people either do the research or reach out to people like you know what I mean, that specialize in that, I think they could benefit off it. That's all I could say on that.
I think YouTube is just like every other business out there now. But if we talk about like from the music standpoint, it's just like there's no more paying your dues anymore. Everybody just kind of jumps out there and think they're gonna make it. So like you said, they want a viral moment, and that one viral moment can blow into people paying attention to what your brand is. So I think, yeah, I think I'm not mad at YouTube for what they're doing because it's like you said, it's a tube, it's television, right? You got to treat it like it's a TV platform. Like pay attention to the words. So artists will just kind of make one quick video and they post it on all their social medias and then they move on to the next thing and it's not formatted right and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's them making people really pay attention to, if you're going to be on our platform, we need you to do it within this certain guideline. So I kind of, weird as it sound, I kind of respect the fact that they're gonna make you work for it now. They're gonna make you work on your craft to really do this because you're using that platform. And you got to think of when you on social media, to me, my brain always says when you're on the social media, you got to think of everything like your own personal television channel. So you have to present it like such. So if you're doing little short clips and ads, that's your commercials. If you're gonna post your music videos, that's the main course. If you're doing your interviews, treat it like a TV show type thing. So I'm actually kind of for it, man. I'm kind of getting tired of seeing people like C says, they're lazy artists where they'll take a little 3 second 3 to 20 second clip off their phone and they upload it to YouTube and they don't have the right information on there, or they're like, keep the new video coming soon type thing. And then it's on every other platform. They don't specialize for each platform to engage the right way. So I kind of dig it a little bit. So I hate it for those who kind of been building their brand and doing it the right way, but I think at the end of the day it'll pay off because now you're gonna start standing out from those usual people. Because it's similar to when Spotify did that for the artists, where they made a requirement for you had to have so many streams per month now and all this other kind of stuff, so you don't get paid out. So it makes you really push promoting. That's how I think of it. It makes you push your platforms a little bit more to get people tapped into what you got going on. So I just say
N-
look at it as a challenge and grow your brand and start thinking ways to really push your brand now.
Let me say something real quick before I pass to you, Karev. I was just thinking about like what Kawon said, like, and like, why? How do y'all feel about when like any artists do that, like a 30 second? Oh yeah, song coming soon. Yo, just play the whole fucking song at the end of the day.
Nah, no,
Like,
no, 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 no. You can't do that.
hold on, let me, let me.
Oh bad, yo. I'm sorry. I'm
Hold up,
sorry.
hold up.
My bad.
Let me break my point down real quick. I don't mean play the whole entire song. I don't mean to do that. Some people have like a 5 second clip and you don't hear nothing. It's like, no, stop doing that. Give something to some people, blah, blah, blah. Or at the end of the day, just don't do that. Because at the end of the day, I'm tired of artists comparing themselves to major. Stop trying to do what they do. That be the thing. It's like, yo, you see what these major labels doing, think you could do. No, you're not on that level. Like this, put your shit out so people could hear it, like a 30 second, and don't wait the 6 months to drop the shit. Like stop keep putting out snippets. Just drop the fuck. That's it. That's all I have to say on that.
No, I agree. My bad for yo, because yo, I've had some of these conversations for the past 2 weeks with people. Let me tell y'all something. The game is different. That's why I changed Heritage Hip-Hop. I ain't beat for a lot of shit I used to do. I'm really seeing the IP war that's coming and the streaming war. Like before we had a beef that people went over people's heads. When TikTok became a distribution company and was paying artists, Facebook, Meta, all them folks YouTube went to war against TikTok. And that's when you saw TikTok change and Chinese and all this other shit went on and blah, 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 right?
They hate it.
Yeah. Because Facebook was once paying you to post on Facebook. Like I said, I was monetized in more than one place and I got demonetized, right? All these things were going on, right? And if people don't pay attention to the little shit, the big shit's going to just destroy them. Tell me this, y'all. Y'all remember a time when y'all used to come and watch TV and your channel used to have numbers on it? Channel 11, Channel 5, Channel 9. Is there numbers on your controllers now? You have YouTube, you have Roku, you have Amazon, you have that. They have now taken programming and made it an ecosystem. So wherever you are, you have to master your ecosystem so it works for you. Here's the bullshit though. Naughty by Nature was able to take and make an ecosystem without a platform, then brought their ecosystem to the platforms. A lot of people aren't doing that. They're using the platform to make the ecosystem. We're hustling backwards. And for everybody out there who says, I don't need a label, I don't need this, you don't, but you have to operate like one. The thing that bothers me about YouTube's monetization and now how artists, independents have to be beholden to a platform is what works on one platform doesn't work on another platform. Streaming has become a full-time job, y'all. And let me just break it down for you what I mean. Y'all who don't know, I've been in school for AEO, which is Answer Engine Optimization, SEO and GEO, Google versus AI, and using them together, right? And let me tell y'all something. For everybody who thinks all you gotta do is just post, that world died 10 years ago. If anybody out there who search on your phone and you see the blue links, that's old. That's 10 years ago. AI came in and now GEO is now 3 years ago. It's moving so fast that as an artist, if you don't know your ecosystem, how to command it, you really don't know what the fuck you're doing. And you have to be very careful. shout out to everybody who's on Instagram and TikTok making money. Great. Whatever you did to master it, go to the next level and keep it going. On YouTube, YouTube is a network now. It's not a social media platform anymore. So now, if you don't have the right setup, y'all can come see me. I'll help y'all, of course. But if y'all need help with the setup, if you're not set up a certain way, with your playlists, your descriptions, your titles, your pictures, there's a thing called linking, backlinks, and all this other stuff, crawling, indexing, LLMs. If you don't know that stuff, it's gonna fuck you up because you just can't have a dope video blog. I got 1 million views. So the fuck what? You made $10. What does that do? You know, if independent artists don't master the ecosystem and know what works right for them, you don't have a team, because your team is your label. You don't have a team, you're hustling backwards and you're not going to do it. And Seek, I wanted to bring you up in this conversation because we've been studying for years now, and I think you know about this a little more because it's been more recent in your conversation. Artists, independent artists, are paying mainstream artists to help them get on, but the mainstream artists, they ain't even on no more, and they're not even doing what it takes to break these new artists. Independent artists are paying money not to people who help them. They're paying it to veteran artists who are established already and using their money. Why don't you talk about that? And let's put this together with the YouTube thing.
From what I'm seeing is like a lot of independent artists rather pay an established artist or that has like a platform to review their music, you know what I mean? And I don't really know the benefits out of it other than getting like a 15-minute of fame type of situation, you know what I mean? Because they have people in there, but at the end of the day, the people who's in there for what reason? Either because that's their favorite artist, or i.e. they might be another independent artist that's gonna get their music played. But if we all got the same independent artist that's coming to see that person, are you really paying attention to the other indie artists? And I think that's not the situation. I think it's more for the mainstream artists for a money grab. Because if I'm an established artist at the end of the day, or if I was once this artist at the end of the day, and this is me, I understand it's a business. Let's get that out of the way. I understand that's a business, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I would just do this shit out of spite, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna get money anyway, because I'm gonna draw people there, you know what I mean? And if you have real business, you will have like sponsors and stuff like that. But that's another conversation. But to me, if any independent artist, once again, I'm not telling you where to invest your money. I just want you to do your research and see if it's going to be beneficial. But if you're doing it for a one and done type of situation, you will never win. You know what I mean? Because once again, those things cost money to do. You know what I mean? I believe like some artists charge $30, some people charge 50. Like, you understand what I'm saying? But my advice is with you to get with people like us. It's not a one and done thing. This is what we do. You know what I mean? We all have our platforms, we all building, so you're gonna get the best benefits, you know what I mean? And once again, we got the Heritage Hip-Hop Awards live on YouTube August 29th. That's another thing that's beneficial. That's not a one and done thing. He been doing this. How many years you been doing this?
10.
He been doing it for 10 years at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So he's pretty much highlighting you, celebrating you. So it'd be more beneficial if you know what I mean, you deal with people like Karev, DJ Kawon, myself. But once again, I can tell you where to invest your money. But as I'm learning this thing and more, that's the failure independent artist. Because if you think that's the easy route, I could just play this perks. He gonna and I'm a no. You gotta get out that mindset. It's not gonna make you blow it. It look good. Don't get me wrong. I understand it's perception at the end of the day. But let's be real right now. That type of shit is like buying followers. It's not real. Let's work. Let's get to it. And I can help you also. I've been grinding. My page was on 0. I'm at 3,100 on IG. All organic. I ain't gonna buy it. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna work hard. I don't give a fuck how many views it get. We're gonna still push and push and push, because at the end of the day, it ain't about the views. It's about the resources, and it's about connecting with real people. And I had to learn that, because of course you want to be successful quick. Everybody want overnight success. Everybody want to be this and this and nah. You got to work for that shit. So fuck paying. I'm gonna say this: fuck paying them the mainstream artists, pay us. But once again, do what you want to do as you please with your money. Now, man, if you love it, I love it too. Fuck it.
Go on, what you got?
I'm you know, I come from the media side of things with this old school approach to a lot of it, man. Shake hands, man. Go to events that make sense. For example, last night I got invited out to a really dope event, man, that highlighted DJs, producers, and MCs, right? It was curated by one of the brothers that curated it. His name is Ja Born. Shout out to Ja Born. He is um Erica Badu, Erica Badu's producer on her first couple albums. He's still connected to her. He travels with her when she goes on the road. He just got back in town for being over there in over in the UK with Alchemist with Erica. And he home Friday night and Saturday he was curating this event with some really dope people, man. And I went in there, man, and one of the guys who was the vendor, he supported he supported me through the album. He actually purchased my album a while ago, and he knew that I lived here in Dallas, so he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey man, come to this event. Me and Ja Born put these shows together, and I want you to be there just to kind of feel the environment." So I got in the room, man, and it was like maybe 4 or 5 people that I knew of already. Dope MC I knew of, and a lot of DJs was in the room, and more people knew me than I knew them, which was kind of wild because they kind of been, through social media, or through me working with a couple people here. They knew of the work, so they kind of was approaching me and asking me questions about stuff and just connecting with these guys. And it's kind of like you finding your tribe. You know what I mean? And it's going to lead up to a situation where uh Ja Bourne asked me to come in and DJ a set. Probably when one of their next events coming soon. So it's building, right? It's you finding the type of people that rock with whatever you do, whatever kind of music you do, because there's this whatever you do, there's always going to be somebody out there who follows that. So you just kind of got to tap into who does what you do and connect with those people, and go support people, man. That goes a long way, man. Just me going there to support that event, they was very appreciative of it. And you never know how that can come back and help you if you're not the type person if you always want to do a quick pro or give me a tit for tat type thing, it never works out. But when you generally go out there and support people and show people love, it's gonna come back to you tenfold, and opportunities are gonna come back. So just from me going to that event last night, 2 or 3 opportunities got introduced to me through a lot of different avenues. So I think as an artist, you kind of got to move like that. You got to find who likes my music, what type of people am I that would like my kind of music, and build off of that, man. It got to be organic because you got to give a reason for people to want to support you. You know what I mean? That's always the ground thing. Like if you're the type of person where you're just not a likable person, why would they listen to your music? You know what I'm saying? It kind of doesn't make sense. Kind of like if you why would you go to a fast food restaurant if everybody talk crazy to you and treat you like shit? Why would I want to come support you? So you kind of got to have that mind state when you do this thing. Like it's cool to be a creative and all that stuff, but you got to find the people who rock with you and who generally care about what you do. Because if not, like Steve said, you're gonna be kind of spinning your wheels just trying to figure things out, and it doesn't get you very far.
Yo, and another thing too, while we speaking about this, any artist that's watching any artist, y'all gotta be different, yo. Cause like I said, the more and more like I do this stuff, I'm starting to understand it more because even though we got experience, I'm learning every day, especially in 2026, that a lot of artists, the reason why y'all don't grow because y'all all do the same type of fucking music, yo, and rap the same and all that shit. Be an artist, yo. Be an artist. An artist ain't just talking about one thing. Like that's one thing I learned when I was coming up. You had to be versatile. You couldn't just talk about one thing. Your life ain't just about one. If you do the same shit every day, do something better with your life. Like anything, like your life should be adventurous. When you an artist, I want you to talk about your experience of that's just me. But indie artists, please, everybody ain't a gangster, ain't a trapper. Like I'm tired of that. I was listening to Outkast. I'm like, yo, that's why Outkast blew up because they was different, yo. They really made songs. They ain't just talk about one thing. And I was listening to this shit. What I forgot. I like the way you move with Sleepy Brown. I listened to that shit today, and I was just like thinking about in the back of my head, like Atlanta. I'm like, yo, I miss when Atlanta was fun. You know what I mean? When they was had different artists. Atlanta turned into the same type of music. You know what I mean? Because they had the Little Babies, the Future. Everybody make the same type of fucking music. Remember, Atlanta had different versatile and shit like that, dance and make you feel good. And I feel like the internet, once again, everybody chasing that viral moment. So whatever people was doing that was viral, everybody was hopping on that same fucking wave. And I think it came to a point, it's hard to get out that shit because they not really like artists in it said, because an artist could make songs about anything. So that's why hip hop is where it's at. And you see when something get popular, people hop on something. Like for instance, not to bring this up, I don't know if you're gonna talk about it, but the 38 Special, they can't let that shit go. It's just coming back full force with just like who he beefing with, everybody or everybody beefing with him. Like I'm confused, but that was it.
Nah, I ain't gonna be nice with y'all. Y'all gotta be stop being so fucking stupid. Y'all dumb as shit out here. Some of the artists, not everybody. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. It's hot. I do it. It's catchy. People dance. I'm gonna just put it out, or I'm gonna just kill every day. The thing that bothers me about the ignorance of today's youth and old ass niggas who want to rap because now it's their time. The ignorance that y'all have is it goes beyond what the fuck the job is. Like, yo, the music industry nowadays is not you have talent, somebody finds when they put you on. Stop that shit. Because if you think that's what it is, you're gonna be the same motherfucker always saying, I was nice, nigga. I should have had my if they would have did this for me. If you're always asking for a handout, you a bitch. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. I'm not gonna play with y'all tonight. I'm gonna just be honest with you. We gotta stop this bitching stuff. Stop this bitching stuff. No, for real. Did you ever teach your son or your daughter? You grow up and you go to school just to ask niggas for stuff, or did you ever tell them they had to hustle to build their character, take out the trash, take stuff like you had to build character. These motherfuckers was like, I'm nice. Now put me on. Yeah. Most of y'all ask people to put you on. Y'all don't even do good business. They use you. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give y'all some game real quick. If you have an artist, a known artist that you want to work with, you have to have paperwork. The paperwork has to include how much the feature is. Are they gonna post it on their social media wall, not story only? How long they're gonna promote it? Will they appear for a music video if you want them in a video? Are there shows you're gonna do together? It's all about paying for exposure. Kevin Hart gave y'all the game a long time ago where he said, yes, I'm a comedian, but you have to pay for not only me to perform, but you have to pay for my platform because I'm going to post you and you have to account for all the time it takes for you to appear on my platform. So a platform is a physical appearance, a social media post, anything interactive with the people or anything. I'm tired, I swear to God, I am tired of motherfuckers saying, yo, I did a song with such and such. People should be putting, I should be on. How? Like, where's the money? Where's the groundwork after you did that? Where's the connection with the community after you did that? Why are y'all long-necking artists like this with two hands and spit trying to get on and y'all not doing the work it takes? Why you're not doing the work it takes to make you the person everybody wants to see?
Yeah,
I shout out the Locks. No, wait, come on, let me finish. Okay. I shout out the Locks. Because at least Millie's got put on, right? Shout out to Tony Moxburg. Moxburg has songs that was on. He did songs with Benny. He got his songs with the Locks. So when they do their shows, their ecosystem is they could bring their artists with you. Mm-hmm. These people are giving them money to get put on, and they go do shows, and y'all ass is home on the couch saying, I did a song with him. Look at my YouTube channel. That's not getting put together. But y'all stop being suckers out here, man. Y'all sitting on wood, bouncing up and down, and they using y'all for money.
And that's just paying for a feature. That's all they doing is paying for a feature and actually collabing with somebody and y'all doing something together is two different things. You know what I mean? And that's I think that's the disconnect. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of artists you could pay Benny, you could pay fucking at one point in time when Fabulous and all them was coming up some feature money. You know what I mean? That don't mean nothing. It's just a feature at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't be on because if you should have been on, you would have been on at the end of the day.
Well, that and the label. Sometimes you gotta get label approval too. So you pay the artist, but you gotta pay the label too to get that cleared too. If they sign to a contract, because the label want a piece of that too. So stop. Don't chase the big feature. Don't do that. Just build your own thing.
Stop bouncing on people's laps looking for opportunity. Exactly. That shit is dead, yo. I mean, like I said, man. I mean, we saying this because we care, but it's frustrating because we go through the same thing. Because as a platform, I've had people tell me they don't like my camera. I have people tell, no disrespect to them. That's what I was told, though. I've had people told me they don't like my numbers. I'm not a big enough platform. Yeah, these motherfuckers, bro. Listen, let me tell you something, yo.
Why they comparing you to these other that's another thing I want to bring up. If you're an indie artist, stop comparing our platform to BT, to all them big they're already big already. We on the grind. Compare us to what we to people that's like us. Like, you understand what I'm saying? To whatever level we on. And I think that's the problem with these indie artists. They think, let me say something. It's not wrong for thinking big, but let's be real. Reality. Know where you at. Stop thinking you here and you fucking there. And it's not wrong with that. You gotta work, like you said, Kawon. You have to work and grind to be able to reach there. That should take time. It ain't no overnight. Sometimes Karev said he been doing Heritage Hip-Hop for 10 years, yo. 10 years. It takes time.
Or I've had people on the radio side and now the production side similar. Numbers ain't big enough, or what did you do here? What's your numbers on that? And I don't take it personal. I get it, you know what I'm saying? But then they find out, oh shit, I know Kawon knows so and so. Oh shit, I didn't know Kawon knows so and so. Oh, I didn't know Kawon had access to get he knows so and so who can get my music played on Shade 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I try to tell them. Like, you work with me, you get an experience, bro. This ain't no one-off type of joints. You know what I'm saying? So I purposely don't tell people who I know, what I know, and what I know behind the scenes, because if we're gonna work together and collaborate together, it's gonna be a process. I'm just not giving you beats, so I'm just not giving you an interview. Like, if I'm interviewing you and I think you dope, I'm gonna connect you with somebody else down the line who may have a bigger platform than me, and I can just reach out to them for you on my and kind of give you the cosign, and they gonna open up the doors for you. Whereas they may charge you if they don't know you, type things. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's crazy. When and they come back. I had a dude who was supposed to be on Boom Bap Alumni, and I'm not gonna. And I had to chase him for months to get a feature for him, right? And he just had every excuse in the book. So now the album done dropped, and he's seeing all these placements and plays and all this stuff. And now he's like, "Yo, bro, when you got a new beat, let's hit me up." But I'm like, "Nah, we good here, bro. Don't even worry about it." You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? We good.
You gotta be like that. You gotta be like that. But whatever, you already know what hard work you put in. You know what I mean? You know what you deserve. You gotta stand on it. My price is my price at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like I told people like recently on my post, don't be offended if people charge you for whatever their services is at the end of the day. Do your research. You know what I mean? Either you could tell them yes or no, but don't be mad at them. You know what I mean? My
Yeah.
price is my price. I'm letting people know that. I mean, if you don't like it, if you don't like it, but if you hit me up and we talking about business and I tell you something and you just get quiet after that, you don't even give a response back, no thank you, don't even hit me up to do business no more, because that's unprofessional at the end of the day. Like, you reached out to me as a professional, like, look, see, how much for this, or how blah 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 blah, and I'm like blah blah blah, and you just don't say nothing. I'm gonna ignore your ass after that now, respectfully.
Well, at the end of the day, yo, you're right. Do your research. And one thing I've researched when it comes to streaming and monetization is now monetization has been cut in half. Did y'all know that? So now in monetization, ladies and gentlemen, especially independent artists, monetization and money has now been cut in two. You have AI generated money and you have artist generated money. So if you use AI and you put it in your song, that's a different pool of money that's being taken. I think it's less than what an artist is making, I think. But we have people who are nominated for the Heritage Hip-Hop Award. Shout out to Stan Ipkiss, who has an AI album. That's why it's called Artificial Ipkiss 2, right? Where he did the beats and AI did some of the vocals on some of the songs, not all of them. And we have in the industry Tyga. Y'all know Tyga, formerly of Young Money. He just put out an album. The album is called, I think, Star something. Was it Starlito or something like that? Starface. And even with that, Spotify is moving towards identifying real artists and the AI persona, and it limits the opportunities. He used his Starface album to talk about creativity, technology, and authenticity. But if independent artists already compete against major labels, celebrity artists, algorithms, and massive marketing budgets, what happens when they also have to compete with music that can be generated at scale, if not faster than them? What do y'all think about that?
Fuck AI. It shouldn't be allowed in any human form of anything. If it's gonna be AI, let that shit be its own entity. Have an AI awards, you know what I mean, and all that other shit. And me personally, me being a creator in all aspects of entertainment, I don't respect AI. You know what I mean? I only respect AI if you using it to further your knowledge or your research. You know what I mean? Because some people don't have people to go to and ask certain questions, or some people might have people that might not know the answer to the certain questions. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, a lot of people don't read and do the research in our community at the end of the day. But when it comes to like artists using AI for any way, shape, or form, I can't judge their art. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And I won't. And it's gonna be, I could never compare AI with somebody that's really putting the time, the hours, the sweat, and the thought into that shit. I'm gonna always choose the person that put that time in. You know what I mean? And that's just my thing on AI. You know what I mean? Because this shit getting out of control, and that's making it not an even playing field, because that's saying that anybody could do this shit. No, it was never like that. Everybody's not supposed to do everything. That's like back in the day, like people want to, everybody want to play ball or be a ball player or professional, or no. Like, if you're gonna use AI, use it to benefit you in, like I said, in different aspects. When it comes to like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this shit, create my, nah, I'm good off that shit. I ain't supporting that shit. No disrespect to any artist that's out there, that's with you, but me personally, I ain't supporting it. That's all I gotta say on that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's simple. Like it's if you're creating art, it has to have a soul to it. You know what I'm saying? It can't be, it shouldn't be prompted. And I get people say, well, we use computers to make music because we use like Pro Tools and all that stuff. That's a little bit different. But for me as a creative, as a music person, I still dig through vinyl and I still use physical music and all that stuff. So um yeah, I'm not. To me, if you want to be a creative, it has to have a soul, it has to have a spirit, it has to have life to it. Like I just don't want to prompt a computer to make me a song that sounds like, Tribe Called Quest in '96, and then put it out there on Spotify right after that, thinking it's a banger.
Hello?
That's
You
a
got to
no
be
go for
from
me.
that cloth, yo. You got to be from that cloth. You know what I mean? Some people is gifted with that from whatever their upbringing was to be able to have that. You know what I mean? That's why I be the, we gotta identify and find the next Lauren Hill, the next Queen Latifah. We can't make them shits. You can't
Mhm.
just go AL. That's corny to me. No, fuck that.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this. My thoughts on AI music has changed this much, a little, because I don't like when men use AI to become their best female. I don't like that shit. That's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that Timbaland shit. That shit was weird as fuck. Like Timbaland wants to be an Asian girl with titties who sings and does hip hop and dance routines. That shit is weird. But I do like when people, like I said, the interview I had with Stan Ipkiss, I also had one with DJ Lucky Lefty who did an AI thing as well. And what they said, or why they use AI, was very prolific to me. They use it because they're tired of artists disappointing them by not showing up to the studio. They have all these ideas, they want to give them out, and they use these tracks as skeletals to sell the music. I'm not mad at that because that's what the music industry has been doing since before we try to label it. You have been around AI since 1984. Let's stop the shit, y'all. We gotta keep it real. Y'all know who Max Headroom is? If y'all don't, go back. Y'all know what Cedar's World is. Yeah, y'all don't, go back. We've had these things around forever. Now, am I big on it? Like I said, I agree with y'all. It has to have soul. It has to have something to it that makes it breathable. If you're an artist using it to get somewhere, fine. But if you're somebody who is one of these, like I said, these people who just want handouts and like, you know what, I'll just make a voice and I'll just make this and I don't like that. I don't. And with the now with the separation of money when it comes to AI and real synthetic synthesize and all that stuff, we're now getting to a time where is music as valuable as it used to be? Because when it comes down to who's really making money and who's funding the industry, who's actually is getting this? Because you need to make an ecosystem You need to make a presence. You need to have an IP. You need to have a brand. But the point is, you have to touch the people with it, and the people who are getting touched are the people getting their hands and palms greased instead of the artists out there putting that money together to try to do something. That's why I support independent artists for having 9 to 5 jobs and still making this money, still trying to make this music, going out here grinding because it's very hard. As a podcaster, it's very hard. None of this shit is easy. So everybody out there who is making it, I'm proud of you. But you know what other bothers me? A lot of y'all old artists out here use this AI shit to try to look like these young boys out doing these dance videos. Stop doing that shit. Y'all not them. Y'all not doing that bugging trend right now. Y'all not doing none of that shit. So just be real to yourself and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I just want to piggyback back on what you just said. You said that, you know what I mean, some of the people said they did it because chasing around the artists, but as we can see, it's plenty of artists. Like you can't use that excuse to me to dumb down the reason why you're using AI, because that's making you look lazy at the end of the day. Because there's so many artists. You know how many? If we talking about rappers, you know how many rappers out here? You know how many R&B artists I just discovered within the last few days, like that I follow that sound. Now go ahead.
I agree with you. I agree 100% with you. You right. But you know what? What's the number one killer of all art, especially in the music industry? What's the number one killer?
Tell me.
Egos.
Yeah, but that's what anything in life. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like you gotta have. This is me speaking of my point of view. Like once you create an art, it's no rush. It's patient. It's patient. If I really want to work with this person, I'm gonna figure that how to work with that person. That's like in the industry right now. You hear artists like, yo, it took me 2 years to work with this person because people got scheduled, people got lives. I think about all that stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna use AI. Nah, I'm not gonna use AI because that kills the creative process for me. You know what I mean? I care so much about my art that that's like cheating to me. And that's just me. I ain't saying no disrespect to nobody, but I'm like, yo, no. And that's another thing, is taking jobs away from everybody. Because if I could go run the AI to get some shit that Karev doing or Kawon doing, why would I pay y'all at the end of the day? Like, that's the same shit where using AI to create graphics. You know what I mean? I use AI to create graphics to a certain extent. Like for instance, if it's a online flyer, I'm not gonna pay a graphic designer, and I could go to AI create some shit that I don't really give a fuck about. But if I'm creating a project, I'm gonna go see a real graphic designer for an album cover. I'm not gonna see AI, and I'm not gonna use an excuse. Oh, yo, the graphics that I want to use is booked up the next year. I'm gonna find another one. I'm not gonna go to AI because that's not a part of my creative process when I'm putting in a real project. When it comes to projects, you got to take your time. These artists, that's once again, impatient could be laziness too. At the end of the day, like, yeah, fucking, I don't want to wait for this person. So I'm gonna hurry up. Nah, man, fuck AI. And like I said, I only use AI to research, but when it comes to creating and shit like that, I ain't a fan of that shit, and I won't support that shit. To be honest with you, so if I'm gonna have to judge people based off of using AI, they're gonna get judged on how it is at the end of the day, how I feel about it. But that's it. That's all. Shout out to all the AI people, but that's y'all. That's y'all lane. Don't put that shit in real
Come on, what you think about that?
That's like create a
But
ghostwriter with a person that's putting a pen in. Like hell fucking no. Hell no.
AI, like I said, I use it for research purposes. I mean, I use it on the job all the time for work stuff to view documents and files and stuff. But for this piece, for this music piece, I do not. This is because this is me. This is my art. So I want to take. I like C said. I like to take my time with it. I never looked into this was it Sony or whatever Timberland's
Yeah,
company is. All this
Suno.
other Suno. I've never looked into any of that stuff because it doesn't do anything for me. As far as that. So I'm not. For me, I'm not interested in it on that piece. I like I said, I'm just old school, man. I like to lock myself in a room and just create, by myself and do that. And then anything
Yes.
presentation wise with the artwork, I'm always looking for a dope artist that can create flyers and stuff like that for original artwork. You know what I mean? So, because me personally, I enjoy the collaboration piece of all of this. Like, I love working with people to have their interpretation of what I'm trying to do. Or when you send your music off to the mix and master engineer, I want his creative energy to be a part of the project too, because he may hear something different. So that's what I
Hello?
love the most about this. I just love the creative collaboration parts of this creative process. So
I
Soul in
rock.
it. That goes with soul in it. Like I ain't like, yo, I want to hear your real opinion on it. Yo, AI, what you think about the AI gonna say yes all the fucking time because it's you, motherfucker. Like
And that see, that's where I changed a little bit because there's people out there who make music and the artists don't live up to their point and they want to get their music out. So now they don't have to wait. I understand that. But it's them who's made it and they're saying I could use this like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis used to do. Make the beats, do the skeletals, put it out to see if somebody wants to do it and do it. That's been in the industry forever, bro. You know what I'm
go to
saying?
the comments. I don't agree.
All right, let's go.
AI is not the future of music, man. Like
It is already. It already is because we have been living with AI for
no,
years.
no, I'm talking about like it's just gonna be AI. Nah, that shit gonna come to a point where people ain't gonna fuck with it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some people that fuck with it, obviously, because it's them type of people. Once again, lazy. It's always gonna be lazy people. It's always gonna be a lane for certain shit. But it's gonna come to a point where people gonna have to choose.
All right, well, let's go to Freaka. Shout out to Freaka in the building. Freaka says it's much more frustrating as a CEO of a label when you have artists that don't want to promote themselves, but want the label manager to pay for everything just for them to do nothing to help themselves. Like I said, slow necking. I ain't with that. And then here we go. We got Drums Rugged. It is a fan base for AI, whether people accept AI or not. It's the future. It's here. It is, but just like any weapon, the weapon isn't the issue. It's the person behind it. So we have to really look at how it's being used and why. But the powers that be, we have to see what exactly it is that they're trying to do with it. Are they trying to get rid of us? Because they've been trying to get rid of us for a long time.
They
Drums
calling
Rugged,
people out though. They calling people out. I
yeah,
just
we
seen
need to.
Doja Cat called out Tiger, called him a bitch for using AI. You know what I mean? Who else got oh my man that made that fucking 80s song that was going viral, you know what I mean? He said he didn't use AI, but they found out he used AI.
Oh,
And
Phoenix, something Felix.
he had
Felix.
he had to he had to cancel all his shows. They ain't
Good.
fucking with him. Yeah,
That
they
I
ain't
agree
fucking.
with. I agree with that. Because you can't touch the people, it's not what it is. But Jones Rugged say, I say to each his own, but AI is here, whether that was funny, people like it or not. There's a fan base for it, to each his own, but the continuous hate on it is useless. It is.
it is, yeah, it is. But you know what I do? I appreciate those who use it all the time because that's easy for me to delete you off of my feed because I get I get
Ah,
I get burned out on seeing somebody's page and they got 300 flyers that all look the same, or they're using AI videos all the time, or you know that type stuff. Like I get it if you want to throw it in every once in a while to do something, it's cool, but balance it out. Like if that's your crutch and you use it for everything, then that's when I'm kind of like, all right, man, let's get a little bit more creative here. You know what I'm saying? Let's do
No,
some other things out here. Because as long as you got a phone,
watch
as long
this.
as you got a cell phone, you can shoot your own video. As long as you got access to Adobe, you know what I'm saying? You can create your own flyers or find somebody to do it. Like like you said, it's I understand it's a convenience to it too. But if you want to, for me, if you want to catch my eye, because I'm a consumer of music, I just don't listen to music. I consume music, I purchase music. If I see that you're a person who uses AI a lot in your music and your presentation, I'm not interested in listening to your music. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you don't care enough about it. You know what I'm saying? If your album is as dope as you feel like it is, save your money up and present it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Don't go the cheap route because I'm assuming you would take that's how I'm taking your music as the cheap route of putting music out. And that's
That's
me
yeah.
as a
That
consumer because I'm a consumer. I literally, and I don't mean to cut you off. I had this conversation with my man Trav the other day. I probably spend about $1,200 a year on music, person music, because that's just who I am. I'm literally your consumer. I'm your base. I'm the person who artists talk about nobody's out there buying music. I'm the one who has like I want to purchase the music, but you gotta make me want to purchase the music. You know what I'm saying? It's like I literally had a contest where I was like, yo, artist, I will buy your album if you just give me a link to your records. I had one person hit me up and send me a
lazy.
link to the album. Like, so I'm like, bro, I literally told you, I spend about $1,200 a year on buying music just because I love to buy music. And artists don't care, man. They just don't care about that stuff. They just want to be lazy, put it out to get a viral clip out of it. And I'm gonna treat it as such. So if you're gonna use a lot of AI in your presentation, I'm deleting you off of my feed.
Now it's a fact. I feel like I said AI you could use it in different things, but when it comes to creating, nah, I'm good off of that. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that goes to laziness, and that goes to not investing in yourself. Because I feel like any artist always trying to find the cheaper route to cut corners. They get mad when that shit don't work. Connect with the people. That's the most important thing. Build with the people. Connect with the people. If you want to be that type of person that want to be the cameraman, the DJ, and all that other shit, just understand it's going to take a longer time. You know what I mean? Because the mindset that y'all thinking, I used to think that way, and that didn't get me far. I had to understand that I had to build with other people that was great at what they did. You know what I mean? Like, I want to go to a person that makes shoot music videos, and don't let one bad apple because one person charged this price that just fuck your whole mindset up. Like, nah, I ain't done nobody else. I'm gonna go get a camera and do this. Yo, that shit is gonna make you more lazier if you ain't that type of person. Like, you know what I mean? That could do that because you got to balance life. You got to balance creating a song, finding a beat, finding somebody that make the album. Oh, I'm just gonna do that shit in AI. Nah, it ain't gonna be. Once you finally do that shit, to me, I won't even feel like satisfied that I put out a good project because what I had to do just to put this shit out. I feel satisfied when I know, like, damn, yo, this producer, he gave me this dope beat. I connected with this. Then I know this camera person that understand my vision. AI ain't gonna understand your vision. You know what I mean? A certain people got a certain eye. A certain people gonna write a certain treatment. You know what I mean? No, that's a certain person that sound good that can sing on this song. I look at that shit like that. I feel like AI is just a cheaper version and a fast, easy version for fucking lazy independent artists. And I ain't disrespecting nobody to choose what they do, but this is my point of my opinion, and you just gotta respect it. That's
Well,
it.
everybody's gonna get their dope, and everybody gonna get high off of something. So, I rock with y'all opinions, but you know what? We'll see what happens when the Heritage Hip Hop Awards come up August 29th at 8 p.m. on YouTube, where we find
Word,
out
word.
who's going to win and who's not. For everybody who's been paying attention on heritagehiphop.com, all the people who are up for Artist of the Year, Collab Project of the Year, and Solo Project of the Year, all of them have blogs up. So we have featured every single person that is nominated. So once again, though AI can't do that, we do that to support everybody here that gives to the platform. But I have one more thing. We're going to end the show off with one more thing. With money being attacked from independent artists to platforms to even presentation and gaming now becoming big when it comes to streaming, Grand Theft Auto 6 is about to come out. And Grand Theft Auto 6, Rockstar, I think that's the name of the company, they put out that they are building an ecosystem for people to become full-time gamers, where they will be able to get paid directly from the video game company to stream them playing the game. Now, we already got a bunch of fat fucks that stay home and don't do shit and play games all day. Now we have an industry that's now going to allow people to sit in front of their TV, do nothing, and play Grand Theft Auto for a living. Now, I'm not mad at gamers who stream. I'm not mad at that. But now that you create this ecosystem, I think we're going to dumb down society more by using poverty as a weapon to make gaming another quick grab, just like they made music a quick grab and they devalued it. What do y'all think of that? And is there a future in that to you?
Yo, let me say something real quick. If any artist that's watching this, do your research, connect with that shit because that shit like that is gonna benefit you and your music. You know what I mean? By connecting with gaming because gaming and music is like, especially Grand Theft Auto, they gotta have some music and shit. It's like ball. So do the research, find out people that's in the gaming world and figure out how can you get your music and these games and shit. I mean, talk to people like us. I actually interview 5-6 people that's really tapped into the gaming thing. They having events and all that shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put it out there, but it ain't official. But sooner or later, the Hello Effect experience will be, you know what I mean, hosting, you know what I mean, live showcases at the events. You know what I mean? That's another opportunity that I'm reaching out to indie artists that's in my community. I ain't saying that, oh, you just met me. No, if you're in my community, you support what I've been doing, you know what I mean, you be investing, that's gonna be opportunity, and that's gonna be a free opportunity at the end of the day. But y'all need to start thinking about shit like that. Like he said, the ecosystem. Like Let's bring it back to the earlier conversation with Naughty by Nature. They had the music, they had the acting, they had the merch. You're an artist, you have a business. Merch, that should be a part of your life with the music always. Merch. You know what I mean? Get your music in games. You know what I mean? That's sync money. Do your research. You know what I mean? But I think it's a great idea. You know what I mean? Because to be able to make money other than slaving, doing a 9 to 5, doing manual labor for fucking peanuts. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a great way to really make some money, but really do something with it. Like I had the opportunity early on. I was late to TikTok. It was Dance Bite or something like that. Before that, where they just was dancing and shit like that. I made it when it became the TikTok before all of Facebook and IG people started fucking it up over there, and I was able to make some money. I remember just off of views at one point in time, 1 month I got $1,800, $1,800 off of this. So it's money in that shit. So once again, I love it, and if you great at it, do this shit. I mean, that's it.
Come on, what you
Yeah,
got?
I think we kind of got a history on this type of stuff, right? Through the social media. Whenever somebody's on the ground level, they want to pay you because they're paying you for research, basically, right? At the end of the day,
Yes.
they're paying you for research. So treat it like an investment. Have an exit strategy because at some point they're gonna cut that money off. Don't make it your one egg in the basket. Like use it as a extra thing of income, stream of income, but get what you want out of it. Like Seek said, market yourself, promote yourself while you're doing it. If it's something that they want you to show yourself, like you said, put your brands on at all time. You know what I'm saying? Have your screen with all your music in there and all that type of stuff. Like promote yourself while you making money with these people, and just treat it like an investment partnership type situation, and just be prepared to exit whenever they start tripping and bugging out, because that's when people get comfortable, and then once they pull the plug on it, that's when everybody start going crazy over it. So yeah, if it's an opportunity and you got the time and energy to do it, man, jump on it, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Just know that you probably won't get. Don't think of it like you're going to get life changing money. You know what I mean? But definitely use it as a marketing tool for whatever your platform is. So yeah, just go into it knowing it's not forever, and get your money, get your brand off, and go from there.
Man, fuck that. Listen, I'm telling y'all now. If they're gonna do that, they're gonna regulate how y'all play the game. I'm telling you, because this is gonna become a 9 to 5. And then the thing is, we have child labor laws. Are there gonna be age restrictions on this? How do you pay taxes on this? Because everything Trump has put in, they're gonna put their hand in your pocket for this. Listen, I'm cool with people streaming to make money. That's how Kai Sanat got, his thing. They got that streaming university. I'm cool with all that. But you got to be careful with this. Because just because they're introducing new things does not mean it's practical for everyone. You got to make sure you're a person that it can be used practically for. Now, if you're going to use it to promote your music, if your music is in the game, that's one thing. If you're playing the game, they still own what's going on. They're just breaking you off a piece of what it is that you're using it for. You're doing. Because remember, you still have to use Twitch. You still have to use PlayStation. You still have to use all those other platforms. So you gotta understand how it's being ran. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be long-winded on this because we could use this for another conversation. But the point of the conversation today is who owns the industry and how are people getting paid? Who in the music industry really is built to benefit? Because the people doing the work do a whole lot of work and get a little, but the people who own the platforms take all your work and get fat off of it. And while you're paying into a known artist or a known entity's thing, you're still being left without the money, with views, which is not a currency, and a lack of opportunity for you to connect with the real people out there. So I hope today was a very good show for y'all. Check it out. Check out the Mic Council, 8 p.m. every Sunday. And before we get out of here, what's in your rotation? Let's start with Seek. What are you listening to this week?
I got a bunch of projects that were submitted to me. They all independent artists. For anybody that, that been watching the show, know that I'm big on new music, like putting new music in my life, you know what I mean? Other than listening to what everybody else is listening to. And it's mostly like R&B. I ain't gonna say names on the top of my head, but I interviewed one artist. He just got signed recently. He signed to the actor Orlando Brown. He have a record label. He had a partnership with Universal. The name of the artist, his name is Denham, Dehim, Denham. And he's from Houston or whatever. He got a project. He got some joints on it. It reminds me of like the type of he used the same producer. They got like that Jersey club type of bounce to it, but he doing R&B joints on it. And that's it. Also, before I pass it to people, I just want to say this because I know we about to end the show. A few announcements. I got actually a freestyle challenge that's going on. I'm gonna put up more information about how long I'm gonna be running the contest for, but the instrumental is produced by a New Jersey producer by the name of Stress. You know what I mean? He's a friend of the family of the show. You know what I mean? I actually went to school with him, high school with him. So the winner wins a 3-page article interview in the Fiend magazine. The owner is Bobby Joe. I got a partnership with her for 1 year, so I'm gonna actually have quarterly a section in the magazine that's called Edit the Street, where I'm gonna be highlighting and showcasing indie artists, producers, DJs, business owner, whoever I feel like deserves a light from everywhere. You know what I mean? For every parts of the world or whatever. I had a few submissions, but like I said, independent artists is fucking lazy. You know what I mean? Another thing, the Hello Effect Experience is going down August 30th, Union, New Jersey, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. I believe I got 6-7 artists up there now. I'm looking for 3 or 4 more artists. It's not your normal showcase. It's pretty much getting together, networking with artists that I discover, you know what I mean, from off of IG, you know what I mean, bringing them around with other like-minded artists, cultivating a dope event, and also continue to build with them. I want to meet people that I find that I love their art and build with them. So other than that, Heritage Hip-Hop Awards, August 29th, and the Hello Effect Experience, Part 5, we taking that shit on the road. I don't know where we going. We might be in DMV. We might be in DMV, but anybody that joined the platinum, just let y'all know we expanding. We ain't just doing the normal shit. We taking this shit on the road. So if you're a local artist in New Jersey, wherever, if you want to come on the road with us, stop playing around and tapping. And also make sure you follow every party, YouTube, social media. We still doing a 5,000 subscribers. I know we ain't talk about that, but 5,000, all 3 of us get 5,000 subscribers. We doing something for y'all. Trust me. And we men of our words. So you want to tap in. We can't say this enough. If you're an indie artist or creator out there that's trying to be seen and heard, you don't know which direction to go in. You know what I mean? You need a team of like-minded brothers to help you out. Look no further. Tap in, stay blessed. God bless. Fuck AI. I love y'all. That's it.
All right, Kawon, go.
He landed that plane, didn't he? Nah, man. I actually I have only thing I really been listening to is I've been updating this. I got for those who don't know, I got Kawon J Radio's 24/7 streaming radio station. So I've been kind of going in there and cleaning out a lot of those old records. It's licensed. You can hear the mixtape show on there. That's on Wednesday nights. Got some new episodes coming up soon. Talking with a couple people to get some new shows on that platform as well. The station now has underground hip hop. We got live DJ mixes in there 24/7. I even threw on some old street mixtapes, so the classic K Slay mixtapes are on there. DJ Clue. I got 50 Cent's Power of a Dollar unreleased album on there. I got a lot of demo albums too. I got the original 36 Chambers album that's on there. I got the original Illmatic album streaming on there. So go to djquanmusic.com. You can see the station link on there and you can listen 24/7. You can download the Live 365 app and just search for DJ Kawon Radio or Kawon J Radio on there. It's a dope platform we building up, man. Getting back to that part on the radio side, and outside of that, man, my man Travesty blessed me with a early listen to his new album he about to drop. He, for those who don't know, he used to be in he still is in a group called Benchwarmers Click, and when he started going solo because his man's was going through life, Trav started kind of recording a lot of those solo records. So he's gonna put together an album, all those unreleased solo cuts that didn't make anything up to this point, and that's sounding pretty dope. So another classic, another classic '90s vibes to that. um, me and Notes is gonna drop. Excuse me, me and Notes is gonna drop the what's the name of the project? I don't went blank. The What's the name of the album, Karev? Me and Notes. I'm tripping.
Notes.
Yeah,
Phone a
Notes.
friend.
What's
Notes
the
in
name?
it.
Notes in there right now.
The EP me and Notes is gonna drop. I don't know what happened. Brain
The
fog.
faculty. There you
The
go.
faculty. There you go. We got the faculty dropping. Notes is gonna record 2 more joints so we can turn it into a full length album. So we trying to knock that out so we can have. We're gonna try to have a September October release for that. And that's it for me for music for 2026 after the Notes project. And then we're gonna regroup with I'm finishing up my next follow-up producers album called The Low Tape. It's a low tape, it's a low vibe, lo-fi vibes, a whole new set of characters on this project, man. Only people that's on this album that you've heard me work with is Notes, Trav, and my man Eric Solo. Outside of that, it's a whole bunch of new artists on this one. So sounded really dope, man. So we getting ready, we're already getting ready for 2027 on the music side.
I got one last thing I forgot to say before I pass it to you, Karev. I'm gonna be I want to say within the next within the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be doing a live music review on Saturdays. I'm thinking about starting between 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. You know what I mean? On Saturdays, it's gonna be a weekly show. If something come up on Saturday where I can't do it, we just gonna miss that Saturday, like respectfully. But that's another opportunity that I'm bringing to my platform because it's well needed into what I'm doing. Because when I first started my journey, you know, I mean, I started it as a podcast. I didn't know what direction I was going in, but as I continue to evolve, I took the podcast away because I just don't do interviews and stuff like that. I do other things, not just for the artists, but for anybody that's trying to be seen. Because at the end of the day, I'm in it for the whole entertainment purposes. You know what I mean? That's full circle. That's just not for rappers and stuff like that. And that's why when I do my events, as you can see, I barely have like too many rappers. This next event, I don't know if people been watching, but I got a lot of R&B artists that could sing. You know what I mean? I got one rapper, but I'm gonna fill it up with 3 more people, 4 more people. That's it. I like small, intimate shows and shit like that. You know what I mean? So once again, any artists out there want to be seen and heard, look no further. We here for y'all.
All right, I'm ending the show with that. And my rotation is everyone that's nominated for the Heritage Hip-Hop Awards. Check out heritagehiphop.com and click on the awards tab to see who's nominated for what, who's being celebrated besides yourself. We thank you for watching. And the last thing about this show, if you want to be a part of the show, you can send us your talking head question. You could be a part of the show. We'll have your video shown on the show and make you a part of the show. If you'd like to submit music videos to be reviewed, we're going to start doing music video reactions as well. You can send them into the show. DM us on our Instagrams at Kawon J Media, The Hello Effect, or Heritage Hip Hop. You get the information, and we're going to make this thing happen. So without further ado, family calls. We got to get up out of here. May the Most High bless y'all. Peace. And we out.
Thank you and good night. We are Heritage Hip-Hop. Real hip-hop. Real